If I'm being honest, this social unrest is heartbreaking, frustrating, and infuriating. Because the truth of the matter is, we as a country, we have no excuse. We could have done better. We should have done better. And if you happen to be a lawmaker or politician who lived under a rock and didn't have a clue who Martin Luther King was or heard the truth spoken by Malcolm X, you still have seen athlete after athlete stand up and tell you change was necessary. Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Welcome back to the Fumble. I'm your host, Jackie Ray. Make sure you follow me on all things social media at JRayTheFanatic. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell. But before we get started, I do want to say if you are out there and you are protesting, I am with you. I hear you. And I applaud you. There were some out there who caused property damage. While a lot of those people did not look like me, some of them did. Either way, I am here with you. I am not here to judge you on how you deal with centuries of pain and injustice. I just want you to know that I hear you. While I personally do not believe marching works, I do understand the need to do something. For those of you who have a platform, the something hits a little different, which is why to me, you can't really be a GOAT unless you do more than just play a game. You must also be a catalyst for change. For me, there will never be an athlete that embodies an athletic push for change like Muhammad Ali. At the height of his boxing career, Ali took a stance against the Vietnam War, saying, quote, "Why should they ask me to put on a uniform and go 10,000 miles from home and drop bombs and bullets on brown people in Vietnam, while the so-called Negro people in Louisville are treated like dogs and denied simple human rights?"
But when one man of popularity can let the world know the problem, he might lose a few dollars himself telling the truth, might lose his life. But he's helping millions.
And he was right. His stance spoke to the Black community, gave us hope, and inspired another athletic great to stand up and do the same. Jim Brown, who is in the NFL Hall of Fame, the College Football Hall of Fame, and is considered one of the best NFL athletes of all time, also took note and took a similar stance. In June of 1967, Jim Brown called for some of the top Black athletes, including Bill Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and stood in support with Ali and his stance against the Vietnam War. He created the Negro Industrial and Economic Union in the early 1960s to help establish Black entrepreneurs. He also led voter registration drive in the South, became a mediator for gang members, and helped young men through his America I Can program, all which were negatively viewed by the masses but had a positive impact on the Black community. And you really can't have a hero conversation if you don't understand all that Bill Russell had to push through. Although not much has fundamentally changed, the 50s, 60s, and 70s were a time when being openly racist was accepted and not frowned upon. Bill Russell was drafted second overall in 1965. It doesn't take a vivid imagination to envision the names Bill Russell had to endure. In college, racism caused him to be denied access to hotels, instead being forced to sleep in Negro accommodating locations. While his stats should have caused him to win Rookie of the Year and MVP, the media did not even consider him. He was refused service at All-Star games, refused housing on road trips, and denied awards because of his refusal to accept the injustices in America. He boycotted games and cities to show solidarity with fellow Negroes who were not athletes in an effort to end racial segregation. There were times when he was not directly involved, but he still made the push for change. In 1961 in Lexington, Kentucky, the Celtics were scheduled for an exhibition game against the St. Louis Hawks. Earlier that day, 4 Black players were refused service at a coffee shop. When Russell heard the news, he and other Black players on the team boycotted the game. NFL players, please take note. If 70% of you walk out, the NFL will have no choice to listen to your demands of hiring Black higher-ups and Black ownership. Speaking of the NFL, they have truly perfected the art of systematic racism. If you are Black and talented, your talents are welcome in the league. But if you challenge the ideals of a largely racist fan base, you will be blackballed. Which makes this latest tweet from the NFL completely shameful and full of hypocrisy. While the NFL successfully ostracized Colin Kaepernick, who was silently and peacefully protesting the very thing that is causing this country to implode right now, they tweeted, "The NFL is greatly saddened by the tragic events across our country. The protesters' reaction to these incidents reflect the pain, anger, and frustration that so many of us feel. Our deepest condolences go out to the family of Mr. George Floyd and to those who have lost loved ones, including the families of Miss Breonna Taylor in Louisville and Mr. Ahmaud Arbery, the cousin of Tracy Walker of the Detroit Lions. As current events dramatically underscore, there remains much more to do as a country and as a league. These tragedies inform the NFL's commitment to our ongoing efforts. There remains an urgent need for action. We recognize the power of our platform in communities and as part of the fabric of the American society. We embrace that responsibility and are committed to continuing the important work to address these systematic issues together with our players, clubs, and partners. Signed, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. I can't even tell you what I really want to say, so I'm just going to default to Jamil Hill and her tweet on this one. She said, "The NFL tweeting about what happened with George Floyd is the equivalent of when the CIA recognizes Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Loved him so much, y'all helped kill him. Get out of here with the bullshit." But despite the NFL's commitment to blackball Colin Kaepernick, he remained steadfast in his stance. During the time of his protest, he immediately donated $1 million of his own money to charity to help the inner city. He launched the Know Your Rights campaign and has donated to countless charities, including Black Veterans for Social Justice, the I Will Not Die Young campaign, the Black Youth Project, Mothers Against Police Brutality, Communities United for Police Reform, and most recently has started to raise funds for those who were unjustly arrested during the recent protests. This is the exact fearlessness that the Black community needs. Look the oppressor directly in his eye and push through him, which leads me to my personal idol, LeBron James. When the Black community faces food, educational, and economic deserts, it's not an easy feat to task. Like I said, it is difficult to elevate beyond just being elite at a game and pushing for change against a formidable and steadfast foe. LeBron James has truly transcended to iconic levels by sending countless kids to college, opening the I Promise School, and donating to several charities so kids who look like him may not have to face the same hardships he did. With his understanding of the media age we live in, he started his own production company, Uninterrupted, that tells the stories relevant to the Black community that you will never hear in a history class, while also giving Black entertainers a platform. He has never and will never be afraid to use his platform to speak out and hopefully promote change. But as great as he continues to be, I think he has reached a point that most of us who are Black in this country have reached. We're frustrated, slightly hopeless, and flat out tired. We've marched, we've cried, we've prayed, we've asked peacefully, but nothing has worked. So I personally have the same question LeBron has in his May 31st tweet. Why doesn't America love us too? Hashtag head high and stay strong. Hashtag we all we got. Great question. And to me, no truer words have ever been said. We are really all we got. So to my brothers and sisters out there who are feeling frustrated, who are marching, who are maybe even acting out, I feel you. I understand you. I got you. I promise we will find a way to get through this. Thank you for joining us right here on The Fumble. I'm Jackie Ray, and we'll see you next time.